What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, Representative Larson, I'm going to show you a clip here. He did a state of Social Security. So, after the State of the Union address, he did the state of Social Security. So, he had a little speech. I'm going to show you that, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so Representative Larson, as I stated, he did the state of Social Security. So it's kind of the State of the Union, the state of Social Security. And so we'll take a look and a listen to what he has to say, and we're going to talk a little bit about it at the end. Here we go.
Hi, I'm John Larson. I came from the floor of listening to the President deliver the State of the Union message. What a great message on Social Security. The President has always called it a sacred trust with the American people. And tonight, he exclaimed how he's going to defend it. Not only protect Social Security for its 70 million Americans, but also expand its benefits. And he didn't step away from how we're going to pay for it. We're going to pay for it by making sure that those who currently are paying next to nothing are finally going to pay their fair share. As he put it, someone making $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 who pays throughout the year. Now people who are making over $400,000 who previously weren't paying are going to be funding it. That's the fair thing to do. And what that will allow us is to expand Social Security benefits, to make sure that nobody gets a below poverty level check from Social Security, to make sure that teachers and firefighters and police officers are getting their Social Security that previously under WEP and GPO they haven't been able to receive, and to make sure that people that are paying taxes on their Social Security, for the more than 23 million Americans that are paying taxes on Social Security, they won't be paying those taxes. It'll be going right back into the very communities that they live in. This was a great speech by the President. I'm so proud of what he had to say. I'm so proud of the work that we do with Social Security Works. Together, as the President said, it's the people out there, it's the public, it's all of you who are going to be getting the message to every individual member of Congress that it's time to act. It's time to vote, not only to protect Social Security, but to expand benefits that haven't been expanded in more than 50 years. 10,000 baby boomers a day become eligible for Social Security. This is a crisis that Congress needs to step up to, and we have a president that's standing behind us and asking Congress to do its job.
Okay, so that was Representative Larson talking about the state of Social Security. Let me know in the comments below how you guys think he did in his little short speech. But when it comes down to it, one of the things that he was saying, he's putting out this call to action. It's up to us to let our representatives know, let our senators know that we want you to move forward with reforming Social Security, not only protecting it, but reforming it and providing an expansion to Social Security. It's up to us. We're in an election year. It's 2024. You're going to have all the representatives running for re-election, or at least most of them. Some of them might be retiring, but you'll have a lot of them running for re-election. This is the perfect opportunity to send them letters, to go to town halls, to just reach out to them. Just call them on the phone and tell them, look, you need to move forward with an expansion to Social Security. That needs to happen. And we're the only ones that can apply this pressure. Because when it comes down to it, if we're not applying pressure, if we're just sitting back, if we're just sitting on our hands, nothing is going to happen when it comes to reforming Social Security. You're going to have lawmakers that are just going to wait until the last minute. They're going to wait until we reach that 10-year mark where we're going to see an automatic cut of 23%. They'll wait until that point. And then once we get to that point, then guess what? They're going to say, well, we're going to see a 23% cut if we don't do anything. So what we'll do is we'll have maybe a 15% cut instead of a 23% cut. And then we'll raise the full retirement age. So you won't be able to retire at 67. You're going to have to wait until you're 70. That's what they'll do, because at that point, they're going to have leverage. And when I say they, I'm just saying the lawmakers who are opposed to making any changes to Social Security right now. They're opposed to reforming Social Security right now. They want to wait, and that way they have more leverage because it's either 23% or 15%. It's either raise the full retirement age or you get it cut 23%. But what they're not telling you is if they raise the full retirement age, let's say they raise it from 67 to 70, that's equivalent to a 21% cut. That's what they're not telling you. And so I'm glad to see that Representative Larson is sticking with this, and he continues to talk about reforming Social Security. He continues to talk about his plan, the Social Security 2100 Act. And let's just hope that we'll have more lawmakers jump on board, and maybe we can see something, at least see some momentum towards reform this year. Okay, so I want to give you guys a quick update when it comes to the government shutdown. We have averted a government shutdown. It's now Saturday. So last night, they passed a bill in the Senate to avert the shutdown.
This was the scene inside of the U.S. Senate just a few hours ago tonight. Lawmakers really taking this one down to the wire. The final vote came down just within the last 4 hours. Remember, without this vote, there would have been a partial government shutdown starting at midnight. But even that still wasn't enough to convince everyone in the chamber to take action. Those bills passed with 75 yes votes, but 22 votes against. Now, House appropriators, along with Senate negotiators, they worked inside of the Capitol to assemble together these spending bills, more than 1,000 pages long altogether. This collection of bills keeping programs running at some of America's biggest federal bureaucracies, including the Departments of Agriculture, Justice, Transportation, and Housing and Urban Development. Construction projects at military bases and care for veterans was also included. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer applauded both sides coming together to finally get this done, albeit 5 months late.
It's going to take both sides working together to keep that momentum alive. To folks who worry that divided government means nothing ever gets done, this bipartisan package says otherwise. It helps parents and veterans and firefighters and farmers and school cafeterias and more.
So believe it or not, getting this set of bills passed was the easy part. Political observers say the next set of bills could be a problem. You see, party leaders, they don't have an agreement yet on funding agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees the U.S.-Mexico border. House Republicans impeached the DHS secretary, and they've rejected a bipartisan compromise bill negotiated with the Senate. So 6 more bills to go, and the clock is already counting down to another possible shutdown 2 weeks from midnight tonight. Adam Longo, WUSA 9.
And so the final vote count in the Senate was 75 yes, 22 no. And then when we go down and take a look at the House, we had 339 yes and 85 no. So that's where we are right now. It was a big bill. It was 6 appropriations bills. And so that was a 1,050-page measure. And so the next date we need to look at is March 22nd. March 22nd. That's the other half. So if they don't pass the next 6 appropriations bills, then we're looking at a government shutdown on March 22nd. So that is what we're looking at right now. The good news is no government shutdown right now. We have a couple of weeks, and then we'll be facing the same thing again. Now, the next appropriations bills are very, very concerning because we're talking about the Pentagon as well as the Department of Homeland Security. And so we're going to have to see if Congress can put something together and pass these appropriations bills so we won't see a government shutdown when it comes to those agencies. And so I just wanted to keep you up to date when it comes to this story, as well as Representative Larson's state of Social Security. If you guys have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.